Good morning and welcome to my hotel room here at the Copthorne Hotel at Merry Hill in the West Midlands. My intention this morning is to walk the short distance to the shopping centre and have a look around. And I have my Insta 360 Go Ultra with me, which I'm intending to attach to my hat here and to do a time lapse as I walk through the shopping centre for a bit of a feel of what it's like on a Saturday morning late in June, and also with my iPhone take some pictures of what you can find in the shops, just anything of interest as I walk around. I've actually no intention of buying anything in the shops themselves. That is not on my agenda this morning. A little bit of photography, a little bit about getting a feel of what a big shopping centre in June in Britain is like. So come and join me on my walk. Well, that was disappointing. Must have lost charge, so it needs to be charged up. But I'm not going to delay my journey across to Merry Hill. It'll just have to be with my iPhone instead. So I'll leave this, maybe do something later on with my Insta 360 Ultra Go, which I'm still getting used to. All right, let's go. Okay, temperature's definitely dropped a little bit. It's been above 30 the last couple of days. Britain has been sweltering under a heat dome, but its fierce grip is gradually being loosened apparently, and slightly cooler weather on the way. So here we are, Copthorne Hotel. Nice hotel it is too. Got a little indoor swimming pool which I used yesterday. Not to swim now, unfortunately, because of my bad shoulders, but you can't have everything. I kind of bobbed around a bit. All right. Merry Hill, apparently a tram system, a new line is being put in from Dudley to bring the West Midlands tram system to Merry Hill in the relatively near future. Merry Hill, I think, I'll look this up and give you some more facts maybe as I wander around, but it's one of those big early 80s, I think it's early 80s, don't quote me on that yet, shopping parks, as it were, big shopping centres on the outskirts of town, obviously near the huge Midlands conurbation, and near some old industrial areas where we've still got some evidence of kind of warehouses and factories and like workplaces, lots of canals in Birmingham, to transport goods back in the day. There you are, it's got a canal on the other side. This fencing is all to do with the construction of the metro line. So let's go down into the heart of the beast. I don't know what time it opens. It's presently 8:35. I guess you can walk in even if the shops are shut. I don't know how these things operate. I'd imagine it's 9 that it opens. It's good that they're not doing it by themselves. They're in some sort of alliance. We all need alliances. All right, let's head down to the shopping centre. It's a huge thing. There's one sort of main bit with loads of stuff in, and then there's various out of town type stores surrounding it, big cinema, that kind of thing. I think it's on the site of an old steelworks. Yeah, it's got my timing slightly wrong there. Apparently it was developed between 85 and 90, and it's had subsequent developments and renovations, etc., as you'd expect. So a little bit later than my initial estimate. Anyway, it's been a very successful shopping centre here, one of the big ones dotted around the UK, that were kind of all developed at a similar time. All right, now I think I'm going to make this video a comparison between time lapses. I'm going to try a time lapse walking around with my iPhone camera. Originally, as I said, intended to be my Insta360 Go attached to my cap, but I will hold the iPhone close to my chest, go for a walk around the shopping centre, which is going to take me a while, because I'll have to do the upper floors and sometimes and the lower floor, and I'll have to double back on myself at times because it's so big. So you'll see some of the same things twice, but we'll see how that comes out. Then maybe in Wolverhampton or Dudley later, as I make my way back to the train, I can do a similar thing with the Insta360 Go, and we'll see if there's much difference. All right, so as I enter the shopping centre, I'm going to switch to time-lapse mode. Okay, so I've made it outside. I'll be going back in to do a second time lapse, doing some of the other rest of it. But anyway, you can see here it's a huge sort of complex. It's got the petrol station there, the bus station here, and various kind of what I'm calling out of town sort of type shops. Like you've got a big sort of Currys and various home base and things over there, along with some restaurants like McDonald's and Popeyes. And then coming around this way, you've got like Hobbycraft in Iceland, Costa, B&Q, B&M Home Store. I think there's a Whole Foods just further on. So all sorts of stuff here on the outside that have been developed. Obviously, that time lapse featured very few people because it is still only 10 to 9, and most of the shops I think just open at 9, and I think most people will be arriving, I don't know, 10ish to 4 or something like that. It will be absolutely packed today because the forecast is again very hot. It is air conditioned inside, so I'd imagine it will get very, very busy later on, and though it is only just kind of coming to life now, so a good time to come in some respects. All right, I am going to delve back in. I'm going to put a time lapse back on, and let's see if anything's changed. Let's see if there's a few more people around, and I'll try and cover some different aspects. I'm not going to get a chance to go through all of it, as it were, upstairs and downstairs, like my original intention. I think just a little bit of a flavour of it as I go around. All right, so there it is, my brief look around Maryhill Shopping Centre using the time-lapse mode. There's no motion lapse mode as far as I'm aware on the iPhone 16, or the iPhones in general. Maybe that'll come in. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. Anyway, so I just used the time-lapse function, and we'll see how that comes out, those two sections of time-lapse, as I walk past next here, the furniture section, and make my way back to the hotel where I'm going to pack up my stuff. Hopefully my Insta360 Go will be charged. I believe it doesn't take too long to charge, and I'll be able to use that for a time lapse sometime later on today, and then we'll compare the two. It'll probably be motion lapse because there is a function for motion lapse on the Insta360, so give that a whirl. All right, so as I leave Merry Hill behind, I'll see you later on. Okay, I'm back in my hotel room and my Insta360 is fully charged. I've got my white cap, I've got my hat clip, and let me show you what this thing does. So that's as it is, and when it's on its base, and the screen at the back flips up so you can kind of film yourself like this when it's on its base. But very cleverly, if you press this button here, the camera bit detaches from the main body, and that's what films, and you can magnetically attach it to the hat clip, so it goes on there, and then you can film like from your head, as it were. So I'm going to give that a go, maybe in Dudley, see how it compares. Now there is what is it called, time shift, I think it's called on here, or a motion lapse, I've heard it referred to before. So I've put it in that mode. I've just stuck it on automatic. You can manually set things for, like, if you're in a car or walking or whatever. So I'm hoping it just picks up that I'm walking, and we're going to give this a go a bit later on today. So stick around and see how the footage compares. Okay, so here we are, buses to Wolverhampton there, and Dudley Council House, Council Chamber, Committee Rooms, Mayor's Parlour. So here we are, right in the heart of Dudley. There's Charlton House Bar and Dining across there. Right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to get my Insta360 Go, put it on my hat, and have a walk around town. Just before I do that, I'll just show you where we are. Nice little gardens here with a little war kind of memorial, and peace. I'll go and show you that and have a little look around, then attach the camera to my hat, and as I said, have a little walk around. You can see the castle, the famous Dudley Castle, there with its English flag flying. Oh, there. In the background, of course, that's the home of Dudley Zoo. There's a magnificent statue of someone firing a naked man with a bow. Don't know if he's got an arrow in his hand, I can't see one from this direction. All right, there's that the peace sign with some kind of like little statues of soldiers. Okay, let's attach this camera. Okay, made it to Dudley High Street. I'm just going to quickly have a look at the Duncan Edwards statue. Yeah. Born in Dudley, Duncan Edwards, the most complete footballer I've ever seen. And there are. Famous son died in the, well, a couple of days after, but as a result of the Munich air crash. The Busby Babes. Yeah, that's a good view of the castle down there. We've got a big Greggs. It was good to see a big Greggs here in the heart of town. The castle pub, appropriately named, decked out in the flags for the World Cup. So come on England there. Of course, they're playing tonight. Future and electrical furniture and electrical there at the British Heart Foundation. Let's take a picture of the market here. Fruit and veg. Have to go in that Churchill shopping centre. Lions of Dudley. There's hares, rabbits and partridges and pheasants too. Some are shot by sportsmen and some are hung by the neck too. There's butter, bacon, cheese and eggs sold by old Giles with crooked legs. Or that if you turn around, there's gingerbread, 8p a pound. Alright, so well, that's quite a nice water fountain or something. So I've turned around. I'm going to go into the shopping centre. I think I've done enough now. Well, maybe into the fountain arcade, then into the shopping centre. That should be enough footage really to compare the time-lapse features to the ones from the iPhone. So we'll see. Here, Premier Entertainment. So top of the range. They can order any DVD or CD if you so desire. But obviously on the way out, really, aren't they? That kind of technology. Right. So I'll come around, then go into the Churchill arcade. So and then we'll have to head towards Wolverhampton to catch the train back to Southampton, then the Red Funnel back to the Isle of Wight. So that's my plan for today as we go past this second-hand bookshop. Some good books by the looks of it. Just seen a Michael Connelly one. I do like a Michael Connelly novel, either Bosch or Ballard or The Lincoln Lawyer. Or now I've just read the first two of the Stillwell series, which were very good. All right, so another view of the castle there. Right, back to the time lapse. 1925, that Dudley Fountain Arcade was constructed. And very nice frontage, slightly Art Deco, which I guess would fit with the times. And over this direction we've got the Freemasons' Arms, so they'll be running the world from in there. Just joking. And quite a nice square to cut a tower, clock tower, and an accurate clock. Well, that's a bit of an unusual feature of modern day clocks on buildings. That is actually telling the right time. And what was there not to like about Fun City? It was killed me getting to the top of this bus with all the... It started to move when I was on the way up the stairs, but made it safely, just about. I thought I might just film a little bit of the journey. maybe back to the iPhone time lapse. All right, so let's give that a go on my journey from Dudley to Sedgley. Okay, got off in Sedgley. I'm going to walk through this quite small little town and then get on the bus to Wolverhampton to catch the train, the direct train to Southampton. 3 hours, cross-country service. Hopefully won't be delayed or anything like that. Hopefully just goes smoothly. So, right, let's have a little look at Sedgley. Just passing the church here. It looks like a Catholic church. Just the fact that there's a crucifix on the church outside. I don't really know if that's the case. St. Chad's Catholic, yes. So there's a summer face here on the 13th of July. You can learn kickboxing. I don't know if that's at the same event or whether that takes place in the actual services inside the church. All right, and we approach an Asda. Okay, so once again, I think I will put on the time-lapse feature on the iPhone. I can't be bothered to get the Ultra out of the bag. So as I hopefully safely navigate a passage across this road into Asda, which seems to be very popular this morning on a Saturday morning, I will switch to time-lapse mode as we go through Sedgley. Okay, so an LED screen or something like that, media advertising, training tactics, drill, British Army being advertised for as I make my way to the bus stop to catch this number 1 bus into Wolverhampton. So apparently they come every 15 minutes or so, so I don't know when the next one is due, but they're not too far apart, so I shouldn't have too long to wait. It's a very busy train, making our way south, approaching Oxford. So back on the boat, making our way back to the Isle of Wight now, sailing alongside the Iona, the cruise ship. Shopping centres today and time-lapse video. I'll stick on the end of this one just some video I took a month or two ago at the Trafford Centre here, just outside Manchester. Seems an appropriate thing to stick on the end, and I will see you on the next one. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Trafford Centre here on the outskirts of Manchester, and it's quite busy, full of interesting shops and restaurants, cinema, that kind of thing. We're just going to have a little stroll around, might take a few pictures on the way, so try and get to grips with this shopping centre. Okay, so really is quite big and ornate. Some of these classical style columns and paintings, frescoes. Yeah, but 3 levels there. Not many people seem to be on the top one. That says Laser Quest, so maybe the top level is more for entertainment than for shops. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Trafford Centre very much anyway. I think there's a first floor and a ground floor, loads of shops. This is just one wing of the shopping centre, so I'll be taking a few pictures as we go around in a bit. All right, so very, very good. Past Selfridges, and we're coming down the escalator and heading to the food court. It's quite busy in here. Luckily the air conditioning is working. About 30 degrees outside, really hot day here in the northwest. So we're about to enter the Orient, which I believe is the food court. It looks busy. We're passing a watch shop here, Tag Heuer. Tudor, Rolex, or Tudor, well, they used to be part of Rolex Group, I think. I don't know, not really an expert. Gucci watches. And here we come into the food court. Look at this, a heaving swathe of humanity satisfying their need for food and sustenance. Taste of India there. Good grief. Now we've arranged to meet someone here. This could be challenging given how big the food court is. So let's see how easy it is to track down 2 Australians in a food court. The food court, there's a gourmet burger kitchen above, Odeon Cinema. That looks like some ancient Roman ruin there, and we've got a big screen. Lots of various fast food outlets on the outside, and then there's games and all sorts. Quite a good atmosphere in here actually on this Tuesday. 30 degrees outside. Typical British May weather, some might argue.